Ready? As it's 8:31 on Monday morning, I will call a meeting to order of the DeKalb County Commissioners regular board meeting of June 8th, 2026. Under old business, we have nothing, and so we will start at new business. We'll start at 9, unless, no. Bill, are you okay with doing Sunny Meadows now?
Yeah, I think it's, yeah. Chuck's here, he's going to present.
Yeah. Morning, sir.
Good morning. Again, I'm Chuck Knox. Microphone's on, I believe.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. I'm part of the committee to explore what's going to happen with Sunny Meadows, and we had introduced an RFI at last commissioners meeting, and we were asked to revise it just a little bit, and I've got some revisions on it, and I sent those revisions to you, but I would like to go over some of the other changes in this. So if you have your copy of the RFI, in section 1, paragraph 2, we wanted to include a not-for-profit partnership along with a profit partnership on there. We thought we were being exclusive, or excluding the not-for-profit with the wording we had before. So we've changed that wording a bit. Then if you go to page 2, section 2, we've got a little better description of where the property lies. The main historic building is located actually in Richland Township, while the historic bank barn and much of the surrounding grounds are located in Kaiser Township. Now this was the, in the same section, paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, infrastructure improvements potential is what this is. And we wanted to leave the possibilities of sewer and water being run to the facility, but not the certainty of sewer and water being run to it. And I think that this reflects it. However, this remains only a conceptual possibility and has not been formally discussed, voted on, or approved by the county council or the commissioners. Respondents should not assume these improvements will be in place. So that was how we reworded that one. Then I want to go back down to section 3, paragraph 2. We've been doing a little more work as to the history of the National Register nomination for this property, because we knew it was on the register, but we weren't quite sure when and how it happened. And it was in 1983 when this was put on the register, and it was part of the Kaiser Township Multiple Resource Area nomination. So what that does is that allows us to be eligible for federal historic rehabilitation tax credits, which are 20%, which are a very valuable tool in attracting the for-profit side of this to do it. These tax credits can be bought and sold, and they are used as an investment vehicle, and it's a very valuable asset to the citizens of DeKalb County is this 20%. And everything else stayed the same from 4 on, and those are our changes to the RFI, and hopefully we can get this approved, and we will build a list and then get these sent out.
Thank you, sir. Any comments, questions?
No, I have none. I hope this addresses the concerns about utilities being extended up to County Road 40. And at that point, they would be accessible to the county Sunny Meadows.
I have no concerns with what's presented.
Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to accept it as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the revised version in the RFI.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the RFI as presented. Any other questions or comments? Anyone from the audience? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate your time and effort in this.
Problem.
If it's okay, gentlemen, I believe there's a couple representatives from the Lions Club that would like to speak to us, and they're in attendance. Good morning. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yep, mic's still on.
Okay, I have Edward Vincent, and that's all I have.
Brown,
Brown,
809 Columbine Circle.
okay,
That's here in Auburn.
okay.
Frida, Freda, Donnelly, Donley,
D-O-N,
Ley,
L-Y.
809 Columbine Circle.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's
We-
fine.
We need it for the record, please. Yes.
Well, every year we sell oranges, and the place that we had been selling sold. So anyway, we're looking for a spot this year. So we're looking at a couple of different areas. One of the areas is where the marketplace, the farmer's market. And so I don't know if we need approval for that. We've gone to several different places, and it's just been like a big circle. So it brings us back to here. So that's what we're here for today. I don't know if we need approval. We're looking at the first weekend in December.
In December?
Yes.
Okay. Just that weekend?
We normally would start on Saturday, sell Saturday and Sunday, and then if we don't sell out, which the majority of the time we do, but if we don't, we like a backup plan, and the backup plan then would be like the next Saturday
Sunday.
at that location.
I have no problem with them using that facility. I had suggested in an email that maybe they sign same contract farmers market signs. The only maybe little glitch in that would be the $1 million insurance policy that they would have to carry according to that contract. Mm-hmm.
I would say, well, does the Lions Club have insurance that they could add the county on as a rider? Or you're maybe not a group that has had to have like a huge insurance policy necessarily?
No, we have a liability insurance policy. I'm not sure the exact dates that it would range from, but I mean, that's just something that we can add on if need be.
So maybe what you could do is you could check with your insurance agent, see what it would take to add the county as a rider, and then, you know, maybe see what your coverage is, whether it's $1 million coverage or $500,000 coverage.
I think it's a $500,000.
500,000, okay. Then, if the commissioners so chose, we could draft the contract to be 500,000 and DeKalb County added as an additional insurer.
Is that acceptable to you?
So then that, by adding that on then to the policy, that's only going to be added on for the weekend.
Yes,
Correct.
you
I mean,
could
is that-
potentially add it on just for those 3 days.
Right. Okay.
Let's make it the 2 weekends, 4
The
days.
other 2 weekends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. What,
All right.
instead of having you come back again,
Yeah,
Yeah, that works.
okay. And so I'll need those exact dates.
So what
Let
do you
me-
need, just a copy of the policy then?
Yes, we'll need to see a copy of the policy and the rider that the insurance company or your agent will be able to get that says DeKalb County is additionally named. Here's my business card. You can drop it off in my office or email me my email.
Sure.
It looks like the dates would be December 5th and 12th would be the first and second weekends.
Okay.
So it'd be
It'll be
the
the 5th, 6th, and 12th?
12th and 13th.
12th and 13th, okay. So I'll draft up the contract that way and with the insurance change there.
Sir?
We are sort of at the mercy of oranges being delivered. So if these dates do change for some reason, can,
We could probably just have the lease be amended as you
okay.
get closer to that date.
Right, okay. Because we've never had an issue with that, but, you know,
Possible with
Things come
storms
up.
and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Right.
you never know.
Hey.
Why is that first time?
Is that acceptable then?
that's fine,
Okay.
yes.
And then, if you guys could give me your, yes, your name and email address and the phone number, that way I can reach out to you as needed.
Gentlemen, you've heard the recommendations. Do you have any more questions or comments?
No.
Just wait for him to review the insurance policy and write the contract, and then we can approve it then. I
We
don't see
have
a problem
plenty of
with it.
time, so.
Yeah.
So we will, Andrew will get the contract written up, and then bring it back to us for approval after you've presented the insurance to make sure everything is okay. And is that acceptable?
Thank you, ma'am.
We'll talk about this and probably take you a couple weeks, probably.
Well, and we got another meeting's not for a couple of weeks too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll,
Weeks. Want us back in, would
we will, yeah, we'll have our regular meeting 2 weeks from today.
you like us back?
Well,
I would just have you work with Andrew, and Andrew will let you know when we have things
Yeah.
ready to come back
Yeah.
to a meeting.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
thank you. Thank you for letting them move up on for here.
I seen that in the email. And
Excuse me. We're not, can't do anything about the 9:30 yet. Move down to payroll approval.
Make the motion to accept payroll from, is there two of them or just one of them there? Is the one? Okay.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept payroll as presented. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We have the claims for approval.
Make a motion to approve claims. I do have a question about a claim, DuraCoat Asphalt Services LLC. It's under 33680 001499, 17,177.47. It's listed under building improvements and maintenance. What was that? What is that, or?
Those are the,
I was going to ask for a second.
yep,
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Thank you. Go ahead.
that is the recovering of the parking lots. Resealing, lining of the parking lots.
At the health department, they redid.
So
The health department.
Yeah, the parking lot
they
got
did
sealed.
7th Street, 10th Street, Union Street. They cleaned them, stripped them, sealed them, and I think restriped them.
Okay.
And Potter Drive and County, and Central Dispatch.
Okay, so they did, that was all included.
The 17,000 was for all of that.
Okay, okay.
Are there any other questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0. We have the minutes for approval.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The Informa Cast contract, we did not make a decision on whether to do a 1 or a 3-year contract. We accepted the contract, except we didn't accept whether it was 1 or 3 years. From the figures presented, it almost makes sense to do a 3-year.
I'll make the motion to accept it as 3 years.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the 3-year contract as presented. Any questions or comments from commissioners? Besa, did you have anything?
No, I was just here in case you had any questions from there.
You're okay with a 3-year contract?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else in the audience? Hearing no one, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0. We have the treasurer's monthly report for May.
Make the motion to accept.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the treasurer's monthly report for May as presented. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0. We have the St. Joe ETJ board appointment. I believe we have one of the two. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have, Susan and I have been working with Angie at the town of St. Joe, Angie Snyder, the town clerk, regarding their plan commission and the 2 ETJ appointments. We've been working on that, gosh, Susan, for since January. Just trying to figure out, they've sent a list of people to, as recommendations. Long story short, we finally got to a couple people who they've recommended. The only one that I've been able to get in touch with to make sure that he meets the qualifications of owning property or living in the ETJ area. And then with these 2 appointments, they can't be from the same political party. So one can be a Republican, one can be a Democrat or independent. So the first one is Michael Georgie at 6261 County Road 55. He owns quite a few properties in the ETJ. Where he lives is 20 acres. I believe he's a farmer unless he rents out his property. That's the first one, and he is the Republican candidate, recommendation for that. The other one is Jerry Culler, and I called him on Friday and just haven't heard back to know if he's a Republican or independent. I don't know if you guys know by chance, but we'll need to confirm before you're able to appoint him if he's a Democrat or independent.
Is it up to us then to decide if Michael is the 1-year or the 4-year?
Good point, yes. So one of them has to be, yes, is the answer. Sorry.
Well, we need to probably make that distinction as part of the motion.
Yep.
Can you spell his last name, Michael's, please?
Yeah, it's Georgi.
G-E-O.
Is that the Georgia guy that ran in the latest election? No, that was his son. Okay, I just wanted to confirm the 2 lucrative office questions. Okay, no problem then.
G-E-O what?
E-O-G-R-G-I.
Georgi.
So like George, but an I instead of an E at the end.
Yeah,
Did you happen to talk to him about if you wanted 1 year or 4-year?
I did not. I just confirmed if he was Republican or Democrat.
request, gentlemen. Want to do the 1 year or the 4 year?
Let's table it for now. I have his number. Let me reach out to him and see if he wants to do the 1 year or 4 year before we do that. Let me talk to him if you don't mind.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And we got to determine the other gentleman's
Yeah,
affiliation.
yeah. So we're going to put a hold on both of those. Kind of at a standstill. Well, you want to talk about the Bug Buster?
Yeah, we can do the Bug Buster thing. He came out Saturday, Billy did himself, and we went through the facility. And as you can see on the paper, there would be 3 treatments, and after the first or maybe the second treatment, all the furniture that we would want to sell at an auction would be moved into the chapel, and then that would be heat treated to absolutely kill everything. He says you don't want to pass any of these bugs on, selling with sell any furniture or anything of that nature.
And
so that would all go into the chapel and get a heat treated.
I don't mean to interrupt, but we're talking about Sunny Meadows.
Oh,
I just wanted to make sure the public understood we're talking about Sunny Meadows.
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Well,
It wasn't
You
mentioned,
didn't say it.
it wasn't mentioned when you started talking about it, so he's just
Okay.
clarifying.
Okay.
Again, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure the public knew we were talking about Sunny Meadows.
Yeah, we are talking about, I'm sorry,
No,
my mistake.
we're all good.
Okay, anyway, there'd be 3 treatments. Everything that would be sold to the public would be heat treated. And that kills it. It's guaranteed to kill everything. And so we don't want to pass any bugs on to the public, sale of any property, personal items out of that facility. Total cost would be $84.75, the basic 3 treatments. That includes the attic, a basement, and the first and second floor. There'd be an optional cost of $850 for them to move those items that we would want to sell into the chapel. And in addition to that, we would need probably maintenance out there to retrieve and sort items that would go to recycle or items that would go to the landfill. And so that'd be another $850. The total cost would be $9,325, which was a lot less than I expected when I started talking to him about what all they would be doing out there. It would take 1 month to do these 3 treatments to have it complete and eradicated of everything that's in that building.
I think it might be 10,300 because over here, I think it's 975 to heat treat, if I'm reading it right.
I asked him the same question. He
Oh.
said it's part of the stage 1, 2, and 3, so.
Oh,
I thought it was, yes. See, stage 1, 2, and 3 is 22.
I
I'm
see.
not sure.
I see.
I was confused on that too, Susan, but I think if you do the math, I think it
Yeah.
adds up correctly. I think they just, yeah.
Okay.
So it's
So
the,
the 9,325 is the number we,
the full all-in, yes.
Yeah.
okay.
And I would suggest that the $850 for them to move the furniture is a very good price for having someone to deal with bed bugs, moving it around and all that stuff. Me being in the business myself, is $850 is a good price.
And our staff will have their hands full moving the non-furniture
Yeah.
items, the junk and the trash and
All the things too.
recyclables. So, yeah.
Yes.
And then these all take place same time.
What's the warranty or guarantee on it, did he say? Just curious.
He did not say. He did not say. He said there will be nothing alive in the building when they're done. That's all he did say. Whether anything comes back, it depends on what happens to come back into the building. And he said that is a possibility with the bats and the bat bugs. So, there's no guarantee on that. He
Yep.
said if that's, a facility like that, it's about impossible to close them all out.
I figured, okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, because there is some historical things in there that needs to be treated so that we can display them and put them in place properly. I have no problem with that. I talked to Bill here a little bit before the meeting about having the historian be out there too, or representative of the historian, to make sure as we sort through those items and treat those items, they can be treated so that way we can present Sunny Meadows going forward in whatever fashion we're gonna have it go forward with, so.
And one thing about, I will repeat, is this will all be treated first before anything is moved.
Yep.
So that's going to eradicate most of everything that's in there, but not everything, particularly some of is going to be behind baseboard. He said they might even be in the light fixtures, the wall outlets. And so they have to draw those out with dry ice, carbon dioxide. And that's when the second and third treatment comes in. Get that in the eggs, and of course, the stuff that goes into to be for sale, that gets the heat treating process, and that eradicates everything, guaranteed pretty much. So, yeah, we would like to move forward with that and get that moving. We want to get this done before we send out the RFI, because we're going to have folks that's going to want to come in and go through that facility. And we want it cleaned out at that point and no problem with bugs.
The only question I have is, there's still that money in the Sunny Meadows?
Oh, yeah,
Yes?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's that much.
Point, I'd entertain a motion to accept this bill as presented.
Make that motion to accept Billy Bugs Buster to go through Sunny Meadows and eradicate the bed bugs and whatever else might be in there.
I'll second.
And is that for the full 9,325?
Yes.
Okay, just to confirm that.
We have a motion and
Should we put an amount in there
Oh,
if we're not completely sure? Because I haven't come up with that.
oh. I just meant, did it include everything that was on the? So you could
We'll
word it,
just put
reword it that
everything
way.
on the June 7th, 2026 invoice.
Is that okay, Bill, to amend your motion to be just for everything that's on that invoice?
Yes.
Not put the exact dollar amount because we're not 100% sure.
Yes, that'd be fine.
I'll second that.
second amendment motion. Okay, we have a amended motion and a second to accept the invoice of June 7th, 2026 as presented. Any other questions or comments?
One other comment I'd just make to clarify for anybody that's watching, there's a discrepancy or confusion about a 975 for heat treatment. We believe it's already in stages 1, 2, and 3, but that's where the discussion is coming for the difference in price. So anybody that's watching understands what's.
Thank you, sir. Anyone in the audience wish to speak on this? Hearing no one. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried 3-0. Thank you for doing this, Bill.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Still have to wait till 9:30. Anything else, you commissioners, at this time?
I have my guy, but he won't be here till 10:30, so.
Anyone in the audience wish to speak at this time?
Do we know if Ms. Prosser's coming?
No, she will. To my knowledge, she will not be coming.
Oh, he got back to me. He's okay with 4 years, so if we want to go ahead and do the St. Joe ETJ.
Michael Georgie
Yes.
is okay with,
He said 4 years is fine.
okay.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to put Michael Georgie on the St. Joe, what? Be the
ETJ board.
EG,
On their plan commission, right?
yeah, it'd be,
It's on their plan commission.
yes, their plan commission, with a 4-year term. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Anyone in the audience? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. 10:15 will not be coming to my knowledge.
I have Brian Humbarger on his way. He's
Oh.
headed from Central, but he's gonna come early.
Okay. That'll be good.
10-minute break.
This time we'll take a 10-minute break while we wait for Central Dispatch. Call the meeting back to order for the DeKalb County Commissioners, June 8th, 2026 meeting. Mr. Humberger, you ready? Ready you are. Okay. Thank you for coming early. Appreciate it.
No problem at all. Have you guys had a chance to take a look at the contract?
I
Yes.
sent it to him.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any questions about the software, the contract, or anything like that?
This is for GovWorks?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Andrew did an excellent job, and he's teaching me a few things to get questions answered before sending it to him.
There you go.
Gentlemen, any comments or questions for Brian?
Can you maybe explain a little bit so the public knows what's going on?
The Comms Coach program is made to not only help our training program be more efficient, which we have a very good training program. I have a couple excellent trainers, but this program is going to make it better. And it also comes into our quality assurance program. Tiffany spends a lot of time doing quality assurance call checks and things like that. This will also streamline that process more and give us the ability to do more calls, more phone calls, more of our CAD work in a more efficient manner. Then I can free Tiffany up to do other things. And Kellen, I think you can understand what, when you were a medic, you know, you had X amount of years and you have someone that's only got a few years, but you're both in a supervisory role. As you try to be as neutral as possible, there's always a little bit of, I don't know if bias is the right word, the older person, the newer person, well, you know, I think they did great. Well, they could have done this. This will help take that out. It will put everything more even across the board. Jim, you think John Deere's great? Bill thinks Case is great. You know, we can take out who thinks what is better more by going through this program. And right now we do a lot of role play. You're the new person, so we're playing telephone. This will actually take our true scenarios and make it interactive with our trainee. Instead of just the actual physical telephone, you know, Bill's sitting here, okay, Bill, ring, ring. This is going to make it more robust training, and it's going to be an all around better program. I mean, we already have a great retention rate, but this will make it even better. And we can give more positive feedback versus, well, Bill, I found one of your calls that wasn't right. Instead of just hearing when we find things wrong, this will give you a graduated scale of, you know what, you're doing really good on all these, but here's something you could improve on. Wasn't wrong, but you could improve upon it. And I think that is just going to make the center even better for the citizens and the responders. That's my pitch. We really like this program. Plus, we will be one of, there are currently 8 different agencies in the state using this. And since we're within the first 10, our price is cut in half, $12.5. So I've already got that money in the budget to cover this, and they won't raise our price for as long as we keep it, other than I think the most was like a 5% increase. It can never change. So in the long run, I think it's an excellent investment in the center, our people, and for the county.
How much is it with that half price
$12.5, $12,500.
a year?
Normally, yep, normally $25,000.
But it's also the 35 this time around.
Oh yeah, there's a $3,500 one-time connection fee to our voice recorder.
So it'll be 16 today if we agree to it, and then it's 12.5 going forward after that.
16 grand.
Yeah.
Then next year it'll be 12.5, 12.5, Just that one-time licensing fee.
Plus,
3,500.
say plus 3%,
The most they can ever raise it is 5%,
5%?
which I think that is locked until they can't start doing that till year 3 or 5 if we're continuing on with the program. But it is a yearly contract, so I think any worries are minimal. And if we, for some reason, really don't like it, we live, we learn, and we got the benefit we could while we could.
So this contract will be renewed yearly?
Yearly.
Okay.
What's the opt-out scenario?
There's, at 10 to 12 months, if we don't want to renew, there's nothing. No cost to get out of it. Actually, Andrew, was one of the things he got into my head was they need to reach out to us 60 days before the end of the contract to see if we're going to renew, because if we don't say anything, it's an automatic renewal.
Okay.
So at 60 days, they're going to reach out, then we have that, say, 59 days to decide if we're going to go ahead and renew or not. And if we don't renew,
It's their responsibility to contact us.
yes.
There is no automatic renewal clause, which is what does that. Normally, there's automatic renewal clause, but my review of the contract said that there's no automatic renewal clause.
Okay.
That's what we got changed. One of the things we got changed. Plus, with Andrew's guidance, instead of using, is it Colorado law? We
Yeah,
are
something like
using
that. It's Indiana law. You got to change to Indiana law. Yep, Colorado. That's right.
Which was really surprising that they went ahead and changed that for us, but they did.
I definitely find in government contract situations where somebody's contracting with the county, they're more likely than in other situations to change the governing law, but not always. But sometimes they realize, okay, you're a local government entity, you want to have Indiana law if your state applies, so. Doesn't hurt to ask.
No, it does not.
Hey, gentlemen, you've heard the recommendation. Would entertain a motion at this time.
Make the motion to accept.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the contract as presented, correct? There was no changes, correct? Okay. Any other comments or questions from commissioners? Andrew, you're good with the contract?
Good.
Anyone in the public? Hearing no one, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
You are welcome.
Thank you for coming in early, appreciate it.
Hey, Brian. Five. You
Really?
wanna scan this? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Andrew, do we need to wait till 9:30?
I believe we should wait till 9:30 since it's about a specific person. Yes.
Gentlemen, is there anything else for discussion at this time?
The email about the exotic animals, is that something we want to get into or hold off on that?
Well, I emailed Andrew late last night and asked him about county ordinances, if we have some. I have no idea.
Not that I recall.
Yeah, because apparently the state is very specific. For the public, we're talking about a person that has exotic animals, I presume there's more than one, that they have an alligator and the alligator gets loose, and the neighbor has a 10-month-old that's crawling around next door to this alligator. And when the alligator gets loose, it goes into the neighbor's pond. And so then it becomes, according to what she presented, the state says unless the alligator is 5 foot long, they are not regulated by state law. Which, I'm just stating what she said in the email. But I did email her back and I said, there won't be any decision today because I obviously have no idea what the law is in the county or the state, and that Andrew would have to look into this before we ever get back with her. Because
Right,
I obviously.
Nothing I have on the top of my usual law practice knowledge here.
Okay,
This
so
is a little bit out of my realm.
our current animal control ordinance that we just did, the only thing it says in there is that wild or exotic animals are prohibited. No wild or exotic animal shall be kept within DeKalb County, Indiana, without the necessary state and/or federal permits. So, I'm not gonna interpret that, but that's
Up
what
to
it
the
says.
state. At this
Yeah,
point.
Yeah, and I mean, it references state law, so, and if the state law says, well, it has to be 5 foot before they regulate it, it is what it is, but, and the other part is, personally, I want to talk to our animal control officer, because I think, number one, she definitely needs to be involved, and the sheriff, if we're going to do something, but at this point, I certainly, myself, am going to rely on Andrew to let us know what's possible and what's not possible. I don't know if the county can make more restrictive an ordinance than what the state has.
Sometimes there's limitations on that. That's a good question. So basically, we need, and this alligator's under 5 foot, is that part of the deal? Yes.
I haven't, obviously, I've not gone to the place, I've not.
Right.
I've
Not measured the alligator.
And I'm not gonna measure it.
Quick question, Andrew. If we make an ordinance now, wouldn't they be grandfathered in anyways? We can't go back and after the
I mean,
fact.
certainly on property uses, but I don't know for sure on, I mean, potentially, there'd certainly be a grandfathering issue involved that we'd have to step through.
Because, again, she references back to 2012. This has been an issue since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
With this person having these exotic animals that get out.
I think another thing to be considered in all this, however it ends up, these animals are getting off the property of ownership. In other words, they're going on neighboring property. And
Well, yeah,
that kind of stirs up, another scenario of, well, maybe we can put some, what do I want to say, ordinance in place that would address that situation. If they're not kept on the owner's property, then they become, what I want to say, under the regulation of the county commissioners. Something like that. I don't know, but.
yeah.
I mean, it's one thing that they're running loose, it's another thing they're going on other people's property. Especially, and that looks like a 4.5 foot alligator in the picture, every bit of 4.5 foot, with a mouth that's probably 8 to 10 inches that can opening a distance. And I'll tell you what, family in Florida, they're very aware of alligator dangers, and even that size can be dangerous. I mean, they bite.
Well, in this,
Their natural instinct is just to bite.
yeah. And especially with a 10-month-old.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cats, dogs, you name it.
yeah. Yeah. So that's, yes, at this point,
I'll look
Well,
into what the law is on it, Jim, and.
yeah, the commissioners need, because I certainly don't want to give false information at the very least. I don't, again, I have no idea what our.
And are the local government.
What our responsibility.
limited- yeah.
Can or cannot be. I
Right.
mean, it's just not something I deal with.
Yeah, I mean,
Any
can
of us
the
deal
local
with it.
government say no alligators or know some other exotic animal that people like to keep or something?
Apparently,
I don't
in the
know.
past, well, if I remember her email correctly, I can bring it up, but apparently the county sheriff's department has shot and taken.
I think it was an emu.
In the past, 2 of the alligators out
Okay.
because of being on somebody else's property.
I mean, I would think it could become a civil matter for nuisance, but like this, she said, maybe she doesn't want to go the civil litigation route. That takes money and costs money, but,
Yeah,
I mean, if you've got a neighbor that's letting a bunch of animals onto your property, that's causing a nuisance that you could potentially file suit for, I would think.
well, the other thing is, I doubt if our animal control officer has anything in her realm to handle an alligator. So, is there anything else for the next 2 minutes or minute and a half? Anyone, again, anyone in the audience wish to speak? Just waiting for the 9:30. As it is now as it is now 9:30, we have the code enforcement for William Krantz II. Good morning, ma'am. If you could
morning.
state your name and address, please.
My name is Latricia Krantz. I'm currently residing at 429 County Road 79 in Hamilton, Indiana.
Thank you.
I'm representing William. I am his POA. I do have some documents for you.
Okay, yes.
William has been incarcerated since December 18th last year. So I had to step in and start taking care of everything. Along with the land, I'm taking care of 5 dogs that belong to people that are all incarcerated. I've been doing my best. I've been out every day cleaning, mowing, weed eating, all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to the vehicles on the property, I have an itemized list of who owns what. Larry is a resident. He still lives there, but he's incarcerated. So his vehicles are not abandoned. I don't have any legal ownership. I don't have no title or authority to sell, move, or dispose of his property. Everything else is owned by either myself, William, or Jeremy Coleman that also stays out there. All of our stuff runs. From what Larry's family says is he should be out of jail sometime this month. He's due for court tomorrow. And I'm here today to ask you if you could at least give me 30 more days so that when Larry comes home, he can take care of his stuff, if not a family member. They've had a lot of stuff going on with the kids and people taking guardianship of the kids, people being out of town, and I've tried to do everything I can to get stuff going. Do you want that paperwork?
Yes, please. Thank you, ma'am. This is just one copy, correct?
Yes.
Chris will make copies.
While he's looking over, would you like to report anything?
So, we've talked before, when we talked and everything, I think we set up a meeting in like April time or something, and you stated to me, you basically wanted everything to be cleaned up and basically have a home, you know what I mean, and not live with whatever was out there. So that's where I advise you to, you know, if you want all the vehicles gone or something, where Tammy's Towing could come out, give you a quote on what they would pay you for said vehicles and everything, and go on with having, you know, a nice piece of property and everything. That's what we discussed and everything. And then we talked again, then the second time where I hand delivered the notice with you, we talked again, you know, you're just saying, you know, I want everything cleaned up. I want to be able to live, you know, a couple vehicles, just your daily drivers and stuff like that. So when I hear that, I hear like, you just want everything gone. You want everything cleaned up. You want to live, you know, cut your grass, plant your flowers and stuff like that. That's kind of the way I kind of see, you know, on basically what you want. And, you know, when you say you're Mrs. Krantz, I wouldn't see why you couldn't be able to remove whatever you have to remediate that's yours. And whoever else, you know, you have to go through whatever avenues that is, you know, and go on with that. And, you know, we talk about, you know, the ordinance for us says, you know, for 20 days of the vehicles being on the property with not a valid registration, it's considered abandoned. Now, if you can show valid registrations to all the vehicles, then we can move on from that then. So if you can do that, you know, if you're trying to keep the vehicles and stuff like that. And then we also talked about if you're wanting to do that, to have valid registrations and either, you know, remove them or to figure out some sort of solution where it satisfies everybody here. So that's why we're basically here today on what kind of solution are we going to
I would love,
come up to.
I would
you know what
love
I
to
mean?
clean it up. I would. But it creates a civil liability to me to remove Larry's property because he is a resident and he's incarcerated.
So I guess,
Who's Larry?
who's Larry?
Larry is Lawrence Lee.
Yes.
He's also already filed at least one tort claims notice, if not more than one, against multiple police departments, including, I think, one police officer from the county sheriff's office for I believe, an arrest or a raid or something that was done on the property where allegedly some of Lawrence's cars were damaged.
There were 3 of them.
So he's already got a tort claims notice against government agencies for damage to his vehicles. That doesn't mean that it stops us from cleaning them up, obviously, but.
Okay, so
So does it go by off who owns the property then?
how does that relate to William Krantz?
Well, Lawrence had a bunch of vehicles on William Krantz's property, is my
Yeah,
understanding.
he lived there prior and still lives there.
So, all right, If you don't mind, maybe if I could swear you both in at this point. All right, hold your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Cameron?
I do.
Yeah, all right. I think you gave us a list, provided a list of cars that are owned by Larry,
Yes.
and it's quite a few of them. It's like, I don't know, 12 or 15, something like that.
Yeah, there's several.
All right. Is this list, Cameron, is this the list of most of the cars that are a problem out there, or it's probably hard to tell?
It's hard to tell because there's so many out there. I mean, I also went back on, you know, when Google does like their aerial pictures and their street pictures and everything, and there are still the same vehicles sitting in the same spot since 2023. So they haven't moved. They've been sitting in the same spot. They might have moved since I've been out there, you know, just to show that they've been moving, but there's still a couple vehicles that are still in the same spot, in the same, you know, all of the, in the same area. And since then, obviously, they've added vehicles, campers, stuff like that, because as what you've stated in the past to me, that the manufactured home is unlivable, so that's why you guys live in the fifth wheel camper. So, so I guess it's kind of like up to what we want to do here. What does everybody suggest?
Just a quick question. Beside each of these vehicles, there's in parentheses, it's either an N or an S. What?
North or south of the lot, so you'd know where it's sitting.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Mm-hmm.
On the red 2001 Ford pickup, you have, that's registered?
It's a what?
Is that registered? That yours, because you said that you own a red 2001 Ford pickup truck.
Yes, it's
That one's registered? And you've shown that to him? Cameron, you've seen the registration for any of these vehicles that you know?
I have not.
Okay.
Because what she basically wants, what Mrs. Krantz told me on multiple occasions where, like what we just talked about, where she just wants to clean up the property, be able to live there without the clutter, be able, like we said, plant the flowers and, you know, have a couple daily drivers, you know, and just get rid of, that's what it sounds like. She just wants to get rid of the mess.
Well, I see online, it looks like there are at least 3 criminal cases that Larry has going on. It looks like on 2 of them at least, he declined or waived or got rid of public defenders, so he's representing himself. There's a felony case where he's got a trial in August. There's hearings on some motions tomorrow, but there's a final pretrial conference in the felony case, I think in July, and a trial on August 20th, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean,
Larry Lee?
yes. So either, I mean, if it goes to trial, obviously, then if he's found innocent, he'd be out, but if he's found guilty, then there would be further incarceration. So it's just we don't know at this point.
What can she do with his vehicles that are there when he was a resident property?
So
Does she have to
if
serve?
someone has vehicles on your property that are there unauthorized, you, to some extent, have to file a lawsuit to.
Well, she have to go through eviction, because she said he lived there?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
he
be
technically would be
evicting the
tenant.
person and evicting the contents.
So she'd have to go through that process before she can do anything with these 16 vehicles that are out there.
Potentially so, yes. I had a situation like that in a small claims case where we had to try to evict quite a bit of property, and it was kind of a hassle. We finally got it done, but.
So the question, I guess, and it goes along with Commissioner Dooley, is that, is her statement correct that she really can't touch Larry's possessions or do anything with them?
I don't think she can without a court order.
If he lived there and that was his residence, you'd have to evict him before you can get rid of any of his property. With my business of cleaning out houses and stuff, I always make him give him 30 days and do the eviction, so those 16 vehicles, she's gonna have to, most likely have to evict him, serve him eviction papers, and tell him
And then
with
get
him
some
being
sort of a court order.
incarcerated, I'm
have
not
him
sure how that
towed or
works either,
something.
so. But with him being
potential-
incarcerated, is that gonna cause problems with the eviction? I don't know how that works.
No, you can still evict someone that's incarcerated.
Okay.
Almost makes it easier because they're not living there.
Yeah.
But it's harder because they don't have anybody to help them get their stuff off the property either. So, I mean, I guess maybe part of the process would be that it might show the county good faith if you, on William's behalf, would file a eviction case against his property, or against him and his property.
Against Larry?
I am so confused. So William and Larry are both in jail? They're different people, same people? I'm
Different people.
completely lost.
So they're different people that live on the same property, but they both combine of multiple vehicles, is what it sounds like.
You have
William
Larry,
Oak.
you have Lawrence Lee, which is also Larry Lee.
I mean,
You
Mrs.
have
Krantz can probably,
William
you know,
Krantz.
break it down for us on who's who and what's what.
Yeah,
Well, they're incarcerated.
William owns the property.
And the confusing thing is, as they were, as I understand it, they were issuing a warrant, or they were enforcing a warrant to arrest William, when allegedly Larry is saying that officers damaged his vehicles, doing like a Porsche, Mercedes, Cadillac, something like that. So, and then Larry also then has been arrested and is put in jail. So both guys have vehicles. Both gentlemen are in jail currently.
To add them more confusion, what's going on with Jeremy Coleman? He has two vehicles, a boat, and a canoe.
He stays out there too.
Are those registered that you know of?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay, you'll need to show that to Cameron, those registrations.
So if you can show me the registrations of Coleman's and Mr. Krantz's valid, so that'd be 2026, 2027, valid registrations, and then we can just move on from there. And then for the other gentleman's stuff, I'm not sure.
I mean, I think if she would choose to file
Right.
an eviction case for Larry and also his property, then, I mean, it'd be a process she'd have to go through, but.
A lot of Williams' documents are missing from his camper between December 18th when he was arrested until December 20th when I got there. And titles are the one thing that are missing.
I'm sorry, can you say that?
Titles.
The titles of his vehicles are missing.
Oh, they're
When he got arrested, to when she came in to try to locate his paperwork, the titles are missing to some of the vehicles.
seem to be.
How many people live at this house?
Sounds like there's 3
I don't
people
have
over there.
registration. Everything is gone.
He doesn't live.
And she does not live there? You
Mrs.
do or do
Krantz.
not live at this house?
Ms. Krantz does live there.
I am
talked to
staying
her.
there, yes.
I've
Yes.
Okay, how many people live at this house? You,
I live there, and Jeremy and his wife live there.
Jeremy Coleman, and his
Coleman
wife?
and his wife.
Okay.
Andrew, what do they do if all of the titles and registrations have been stolen?
Technically, the person who actually owns the vehicle has a right to go into the Bureau of Motor Vehicles and ask for a duplicate title.
Okay.
Won't be able to do that since.
Yeah, they won't let me do it.
She might with a power of attorney, and
No,
no, can't do that then.
nope. I have been shot down left and right on this.
I mean, the power of attorney appears to be signed validly and notarized.
DMV is weird about
Yet government agencies can be weird about the requirements on powers of attorney.
So she can only do that if she got power of attorney for Mr. Krantz, not for the other 2 individuals.
Right, I mean, like, she couldn't do that for the Coleman cars or the Lawrence cars, probably.
Well, gentlemen. we have
I'm
an
okay with
impasse.
giving the extension, because there's a lot of working
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
confusion here. I mean, there's just a lot to be on here. Within those 30 days, would you be able to get Jeremy Coleman to show his registration for his vehicles?
Yeah, he should be able to show that
And
just fine.
Your registration for what you're claiming to be your red 2001 Ford pickup,
Yep.
and then start the process of the eviction,
Yeah.
and would you
Which would
be able to
going
help her a little bit?
Small claims court and probably seeing if they have a notice of claim form to start the small claims process.
And this is eviction of
Lawrence Lee.
AKA Larry. And then when William comes out, whenever that is, because you said this month, if he can start,
I don't know when Williams.
I know, but when he does get out, if it's in the 30 days or afterwards, if he can go and start working on getting registrations for the other vehicles that he has there.
Yep.
But Cameron, do you feel like she's been working on this process, like things have been moving? I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff here that's
So
holding
there's
it
a lot of
back.
stuff out there. I mean, every time I go out there, nothing's been done with the vehicles, you know, from what she says that she wants to do, you know, and me outsourcing a company that will literally take everything away and pay her, you know what I mean, to, you know, do what she wants to do. I mean,
But
if we,
you
if we,
can't scrap Larry's cars, because they're not her cars.
right, yeah, but I was under the impression it was just all Larry's. I didn't know there's two other parties out there, you know, so now it's coming to light that there are multiple parties that are out there that are, you know, have their vehicles out there and everything too.
Besides the vehicles, how's the rest of the property?
I have driven by, they have been mowing everything. We did, discuss about getting rid of like some of the rubbish, just have a big fire and stuff like that. Scrap what needs scrapped and everything, so, I mean, mowing wise, I mean, it's about what I've seen, pertaining to like scrap metal and everything where you don't need, you know, you just take the Omnisource and throw it away. I haven't seen any removal of that stuff or anything.
We've totally demolished one whole truck. We've gotten rid of all of it but the cab, and we just need to take that in.
Okay.
We also have a motor home that is sitting on the south lot that we are going to tear down and scrap as well.
I'll make the motion to extend the 30-day extension she's asking for with those things that we've just talked about, keep moving forward with stuff.
I have extended 30 days with Coleman getting registration, Latricia registration, starting the eviction process on Lawrence Lee, and if William Krantz is out of jail within the 30 days, he needs to get his registrations also.
Correct.
That's all in your motion.
Correct.
Okay. Did you get all that, Bill?
Could you repeat that?
I can.
I was second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments from the commissioners?
I'll make a comment that what you handed us was very useful. I appreciate that.
very.
How it's all broken down to who owns what vehicles and stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would encourage you, seem like you're on it, keep it up. And it's going to be a process, but it just takes time and work, elbow grease.
And showing up here does
Yeah.
help and
Right.
shows the county commissioners and the code enforcement officer that you care and you're working on it.
Quick question myself. Andrew, you said small claims court, but Larry, with all those vehicles, would that be more than the limit?
Yes, if you were trying to own the vehicles or sue him for the vehicles, but she's only suing to evict him and evict the vehicles,
Okay,
which would be, that's, you know, might not even be any damages, it's just getting him out. And the vehicles themselves might be over the $10,000 limit, but not the eviction. So, good question. Yep, good question.
yeah, just trying to make sure we're all on the same.
I'm glad you asked, it's a good question.
Do you have any questions or comments?
The only thing that, like Jeremy and I have been tossing around is we do have somebody that can move the vehicles and make it look nicer out there. And I just don't know how you guys feel about any of that.
When you say move them from one spot to another, or one property to another,
Move them around the property so it looks more,
you can work
You
around
mean
it.
like line them up in line or something?
yes.
Looking more, that's probably a good idea.
I mean, that'd be a start. I would still believe we need to see some sort of valid registration, you know, and move on from there.
I'll leave that in Cameron's hands to decide if he's okay with that or not.
Yeah, I would say if you can get them, you know, lined up, you know, better, not just chucked in there, you know.
Everywhere.
But I would still agree we'd have to follow the ordinance on seeing valid registrations on.
Yeah, it wouldn't solve the problem, but it
Right,
would look
yeah,
good
it
to
would
the
look good.
commissioners and code enforcement if you
Right,
did that.
because everything's just a public,
And for the neighbors.
yes, that's what it is. It's a public thing. We're not just out there just driving around looking for people. It's the public,
I hope you don't have that kind of time.
No, I don't.
Okay, anything else?
No,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
I think you still need to vote on it.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask,
Oh, anybody else in the public? Yeah.
yeah, anyone in the public have any comments or questions? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. We'll probably see you again in 1 month.
Okay,
Thank you for coming. Greatly appreciate it. It
no problem.
Really helped.
Thank you for listening.
Um, 7 minutes early. Break till
Yeah.
10, we will take, well, yeah, break till 10:15.
You know, all we got's Ben then.
is 10:18. We'll call the commissioner meeting back to order. We have to wait till 10:30 for the highway bridge openings.
We could talk about this unofficial detour thing.
I was gonna
if
just
Ben
ask,
has it.
Yes, I have that.
Okay,
I was gonna ask if that could be done.
sorry.
No, it's all good. Need all the help I can get.
Not just me then, huh?
It's all of us.
Hey, everybody ready then? Hey. So first thing up this morning, I have the unofficial detour contract reimbursement from NDOT for our County Road 26 in Waterloo. This goes between County Road 31 and the Waterloo city limits. That turns into Lincoln Street. This was damaged last year from NDOT's closure there on US 6 out by County Road 24. They have agreed for a reimbursement of the amount of $213,908. I did send this off to Andrew. He reviewed and was fine with the contract. We've done these before in the past as well. So I'd like to make a recommendation that the three commissioners sign the contract and then Susan to attest.
Was this the, per your estimate of the repair cost?
That was based off of a quote I got last fall, and it had to go through the channels with NDOT. That number should be pretty close to pay for all of it. It was a year ago, and until it's bid, we will not know 100%. Per the contract, we have 2 years to get this project complete to get the refunding. So I'm planning on, I reached out to some of the contractors that would be bidding on the work and asked if they had windows this fall to do it. If not, I'll wait till fall, bid it for next year work. So I'd like to get, I think I'm going to get it bid yet this year, sounds like. I also reached out to Waterloo. I'm waiting on a response back from them. It would make more sense to do a joint bid with them because their portion is so small. Right. So worst case, if not, we'll proceed with our own. So, but it would be beneficial, more so for Waterloo. I don't think it's going to make much difference for the county, but I'd like to help our neighbors if we can.
Keeps costs down.
That'd be an overlay,
That's going to be an FDR with an overlay.
FDR with an overlay.
Yes. Yeah, that road got pretty well destroyed. Yep, so that quote was for an FDR, and then I believe if I remember right, I don't have the bid in front, or the quote from me, but I think a 2 and 1.5 inch overlay on it. So it'll be a nice road when it's done.
Yeah.
So you've heard Ben's recommendation. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the detour contract with the amount of money to repave County Road 31. Any questions or comments?
It's County Road 26.
I'm sorry?
It's County Road 26.
Or
between
26, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I knew 31 was not good either. Anyone in the audience? Hearing no one, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Rest of them have to wait till.
Right. I do have another question.
Sure.
And I've got some information for you.
Okay.
We got 2 additions that's in Auburn ETJ, Bear Creek and Fawn Creek, that is in Auburn's extraterritorial jurisdiction. It's always been questioned on the driveway permits, driveway inspections.
In these extraterritorial jurisdictions, we follow all of Auburn's design standards, which is not ours. We approve them, but they're not ours. Auburn has been doing the inspections on those. They reached out to me a couple weeks ago and asked if they had a problem with them issuing the driveway permits for them subdivisions as well. I don't personally have a problem with it because the driveways are kind of pretty well laid out in the plat. You know, most of them lots are only 40 to 70 feet wide. You're very limited on where your driveway can go. So there's not really that big of an issue as far as I'm concerned. I don't have a problem with them doing that. I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention to make sure that you didn't have no issue with it. They collect the building permits now. They get all the permits except for the driveway. In the additions, I think it would be a good idea to go ahead and let them do it. I have no issues with it. They just asked a simple email from me stating that I'm okay with them to proceed with it. I don't know if we'd have to do like a memorandum of understanding at some point to the UDO to add that. That'd be up to you guys and the lawyer, or maybe Chris. Chris says no. So it'd be my recommendation that we allow Auburn to proceed with the driveway permits for Fawn Creek and Bear Creek. Bear Creek's almost finished, and so is Fawn Creek, but we're not talking a substantial amount. So, and they're doing the inspections.
You just want those two developments, though? Not all in their ETJ?
If they continue to grow, in other words.
Right, but I mean, if there's one on County Road.
We're going to do the county roads.
Okay.
They're just doing the additions.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
I don't see a problem with that,
No. You guys okay with that?
Yes.
for those two additions.
Yeah, those two additions.
I would put that in a motion.
I was going to say, we probably ought to have a motion for that.
I'll make the motion to allow Auburn to do the driveway permits for Fawn Creek Addition and Bear Creek Addition.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept highway permits allowed by Auburn. Any other comments, questions? Anyone in the audience? Hearing no one, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Then the last thing I got is just an update for you guys, and I see the papers here today as well. So next week we're going to start, actually Brooks is going to start paving, milling. It's probably going to be towards the end of next week. They're going to start on 427 milling, and then follow with overlay, stone shoulders, and then be striped, and that be completed. So that project should be done the last week of June.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get milling done on 427, they're going to move south to 68, start their deep patch milling, and then follow overlay on that. So right now, if the weather holds out and everything goes to schedule, it all should be completed by the 1st of July is what they're shooting for.
How much of 68 are they doing?
They're doing from 427 to 35.
35.
That was all on the community crossings grant. So just an FYI, that's getting ready to start, and it'd be nice to get that going. So we've got one more pipe to put in on the football road over here at County Road 21, just south of 60. That's scheduled for next week. Our pipes are complete other than the one on 31. That one's still on order. I've not gotten a ship date. They told me 10 weeks when I ordered it. So I think that one's probably going to come probably the 1st of August, I'm guessing, middle August. If that's the case, it will probably be the 1st of September before we get on it. I'll finish our chip seal before we start that pipe, depending on when it falls, but, or if we get some days we can't seal, we can start on putting that pipe together, hopefully. So then we were planning on starting by July 1st on our chip seal route this year. And we got a small section over there on State Road 3 we're going to pave. Our roller did come in that we bought, so we should be good to go. That's the plan.
Any questions for Ben?
So I got bids here in 1 minute, and then we've got the overweight permits, the right-of-way permits, and I don't remember what all's in here. There's quite a few of them. We got an amendment to our current highway road right-of-way permit, and public utilities. Did you guys happen to have a chance to look over all these that was emailed to you?
Did.
So I know there's going to be amendment to one of them, the overweight permit. I think the rest of the wording on them sounds pretty good. Me and Andrew and Rachel's been working on this for the last several months. This has been back and forth between of us, and actually getting some fees established in our permits. We've been kind of behind on times. I think is good as well. So we can cover some more.
Was that,
Which one's that?
that where we're doing the amendment?
Let me find it. It will be in the ordinance regulating the weight of extra heavy-duty vehicles and/or objects in DeKalb County roads.
Which number is?
It would be DeKalb County Code Section 9-1-6-2. I think we'll add,
Ordinance number 8.
right. And I think we'll add that probably under Section 1, unless Andrew has a different spot he would like that wording added. So I'll come back to that here in just a minute. It's 10:30. It's time for our scheduled bid opening for Bridge 503 on Auburn Drive. So it appears I have, it looks like 3 bids. The first bid being Milestone Contractors.
Go backward. Never mind. I'll do it, all right.
I can, want me to switch? That's fine.
If you can. I just have them in.
Which one do you have first, McCoy?
Yeah,
Okay, it was flipped upside down.
I just put them in the,
Oh, that's fine.
how they were.
No trouble at all. So I'll change that, and we're gonna start with R.L. McCoy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Pen. Looks like they have a bid of $848,445.29.
848 for,
848, comma, 445.29. Have one from Pioneer Associates. They have a bid of $494,504.60. 494, comma, 504.60. Last one here is from Milestone Contractors.
What was the first name?
Milestone.
Milestone? Okay, thank you.
Have a bid of $582,688.01. 582, comma, 688.01.
Trying to remember, Ben, did that include a pedestrian walk?
No,
It did not, okay. Pedestrian.
yeah, city didn't want to participate in that. So that was not included in the project. This project's got a little bit of some concern with the scheduling. I think that's reflected on some of the pricing. I'm kind of surprised the span on a couple of them. Because we have, that is the official detour route for the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Festival. We've got to carve out in the bids for that, and then also carve out for the week of the fair. That bridge has to be open for traffic. So that was a concern with bidding that. This year yet, we was in the process of delayed permits. That's why we had to wait on the bidding, and we are still absent the final DNR permit. So I'm hoping to have that here this week. At this point, I'd like to have you guys allow me to take this under advisement and bring back to you for recommendation on the 22nd.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to take these bids under advisement and
Report back.
award the contract at our next board meeting. Any questions or comments from commissioners?
I just had a question. Has Pioneer ever did any work for us before?
It seemed like they have. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. They have.
Like I say, it didn't sound familiar.
I know they did one of our bridges, it seemed like.
I'm looking.
Has it? Do you remember which? I don't remember. I thought you have. I just could not
Oh, okay.
yeah, because they did one not too awful long ago.
Pioneer Associates?
Yes.
It looks like in 2011, they did Bridge 18, and then in 2015, they did, I don't know, they did material. It just says material, recycled asphalt, something, dual-walled plastic pipe and various links.
But it seems like I remember seeing it, but I couldn't pinpoint it, so they have not worked with me directly then, if that's the case. Okay. I appreciate everybody coming in and submitting bids. Do any of you guys have any questions on any of these bids at this point? Okay. We'll revise these, look at them, and then send a bid tab out to all you guys that bid, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate it. Appreciate you bidding and your time coming in. Yep, thank you.
We have a motion and a second to delay the bids until the next commissioner meeting, subject to approval then. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Excuse me, motion carries 3-0. So we have the Bridge 503, unofficial. So,
We're just down to the new permits, or the new ordinances.
yeah. You want to
So
You want to go backwards, or you want, with 08, or you want to start at 04?
well, however you guys like to start is fine.
4? Okay, 4 it is. Ordinance 2026-04, amendment to County Road 61.
All right, so let me write that on. I don't have that on here. So 61 is 2026. What's the number?
2026-0-4.
Is it 01, Susan?
04.
04.
04.
Okay. So this one is amending our current County Road 61 permit. The requirements all stayed the same. This was drawn out by an engineer before my time on what was designed as a standard load for SDI. So it's got a max of 134,000 pounds with the axles, 8 axles, weight per axle. We did add some fines and also fees for the permit. You guys have a fee of $100 per single move or $1,000 per the annual permit. I have only had one feedback on the cost for that they thought that the $1,000 per year was extreme. I asked for some other counties' examples, and I've never really got anything that was comparable to this. That is the only feedback I've heard. I think it's the same person that reached out to you guys as well back when we was looking at this. So that can be changed if you guys feel so, or you can leave it as that amount. I'm willing to discuss anything else you guys see. If not, we're ready to move on this one.
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 2026-0-4 for first reading as presented.
Is there a second?
That's with the $1,000.
Yes. That's also on our regular overweight permit too, the fees are the same.
I thought I saw that.
So I guess it depends on how much they haul. I mean, if they run that several times a week year round, that's a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And the daily, the one-time permit is $100.
$100.
Yeah. They don't have to do the 1,000 if they're going to just
Right.
do a couple trips.
Right.
Not second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the ordinance 2026-04 as presented. Is there any other questions or discussion? Anyone in the audience? Hearing no one, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. We have ordinance 2026-0-5.
And which one's that one, Jim?
That is this one.
5 is the county,
Right away.
is the regulation of county.
Okay, so this is the one that we're amending the current ordinance. So this one here, we went through, yes, okay, and changed the cost for the driveway permits. Before, we had a $25 fee for every driveway permit, regardless whether it was commercial, ag, or anything. So we changed that up. Field drives historically was always free. Now we have it for a $25 fee for a field drive, $50 fee for a residential drive, $100 fee for a commercial drive, and then anytime we got to go back out for rechecks, it'll be a $10 per a check. We also added in here to where if there's damages to the road right away, people working without a permit, there's a $1,000 fine, or anyone that leaves an unsafe road condition that's been out working in the road right away that we have to go out, there's a $1,000 fine. And it looks like that's all that we changed.
For the recommendation, gentlemen, I'd entertain a motion to accept as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. For discussion, should that state, and again, this is discussion, that the fine is $1,000, should it be up to $1,000? I mean, if,
I think we left it at 1,000.
Minimum, it's a minimum of $1,000.
minimum of, must have missed that word.
That way it costs them to go
Right
through.
away, ditch, there's a minimum fee of $1,000, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks for that clarification. Any other comments? Anyone in the public? Hearing no one, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
On
Down
first.
to ordinance 2026-0-6.
And which one we got there?
That one is the boring one, the bore under the roads, crosscut.
Okay, so that was 06?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so this one here is another one that we went through and amended. The public's, was this one the public utility one?
This one is
Yes.
your section 8-2-1.5.
Yep. So this is the right-of-way, or the utility permit that we had to go back through and amend. Our previous utility permit was free. We did not have any charges in there. These are very lengthy, time-consuming permits that we spend a lot of time on, and we had to kind of recoup some of the costs from that. So we went through and we established some cost for these permits. There's a $50 fee for any work done parallel to the county road right-of-way. There's a $75 for bore or push under the road, and then it's $50 per 500 feet bore under the road, parallel to the road. And then we also put on here a $10,000 maintenance bond that will have to be acquired. And then an additional $10,000 maintenance bond for any utilities being placed underground, parallel or in the county road right away for a period of 1 year after the completion date. And then $500 for each cut or paved, or cut on a paved or sealed road. And then we have a fee for $25 per 500 feet on any overhead wires. That's your electric poles. We also went through and added a fine, I believe, I'm trying to find the verbiage in here, for anyone that works without the permit. Yes, any unpermitted utility work will be subject to a $1,000 fine and will be charged an additional $500 per day until the issue is remedied or permitted. We also cleared up some language in here as far as the signage that will be required, that they need to follow the Indiana MUTCD standards, and that we have the right for stop work orders in times that permits are not on site or not obtained. And then we also have the fines. We also clarified that we don't allow plowing in the road right-of-ways, it's only boring. A lot of stuff we've been dealing with here lately with some of the utility companies. I believe that was all that was changed. And some of the lawyer's language that he felt needed to be changed.
This is, first.
This is amending our current utility permit, yes.
I'll make a motion to accept 2026-0-6 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept ordinance 2026-0-6 as presented. This ordinance, am I correct that it's for utilities only? Correct?
This one is, yes, for utility
So
companies,
if
yes.
a farmer such as myself were to want to cross a road with a drainage tile, this is not part of that.
No, we got one right here for that. Yep.
Just-
Yep, this one's different. This one's utility companies only.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments? Anyone in the audience? Hearing no one, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 3-0. Ordinance 2026-0-7.
That one is the 8-4-2.
So that one must be the,
The landowners.
yep. What number was that one, Jim? 07, okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
0.
So this one is one that we had, that we went through and amended, and it looks like Andrew just totally amended the whole permit. This is for landowners that want to do work in the county road right-of-ways. So we went through before, the other one there also had no charges in it. I believe that we added a charge, or did we just add a penalty? Thought we added a charge on it here.
7-1.
Okay, so we did add a fine to it, so we added a fine for anyone that's commercial working a right-of-way without a permit is $1,000 for failure and $500 per day. If no permits required, $5,000 per day until damage, for any damage done to the county road right-of-way is remedied and unsatisfactory to the highway superintendent. I thought we had a fee in here.
For a sign, 3.5.
Yep, I see that. So that's still the same, where we charge for the signs, the utilities under road right-of-way sign.
Oh, there it is. 1.3.
Okay, yep, I've overlooked
Yeah,
that. Okay.
I skipped over it too.
Yep. So the fee, looks like stayed the same. So it's a $50 for the permit for any work done in the county road right-of-way. And then if the work requires a sign, there'll be a permit fee of $200, or it'd be $200 plus the cost of the signs. And I think that's all we changed on this one. Was adding the fines and the ordinance. Because we have a huge issue with that as well, unfortunately. I don't see anything else that we can change.
Heard the recommendation, I would entertain a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 2026-0-7.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Accept ordinance 2026-0-7, establishing public utility permits not regulated. Any other questions or comments? Anyone from the public? Hearing no one. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Last one, ordinance 2026-0-8.
I missed the last one again. What was 0 what?
8.
8. Thank you. So this is the ordinance doing the overweight permits for vehicles in the county. We went through and we've had one of these. It's kind of been vague. It's been on a case-by-case basis. So on this one here, we went through and established the overweights of what's going to require a permit. It's anything over 80,000 pounds, width 8.6 or wider, height 13.6 or higher. I know there's an amendment we need to add to that to exempt the farm use. We can get to that here towards the end. We added some language in here that clarifies anyone that wants to do an overweight permit in our county, if that route is going to cross bridges, that they have to pay for the bridge load rating analysis to be done. It also charges a fee that we never had before. So the permit fee is $100 per single move or $1,000 per 1 year annual permit. We also clarified in here traffic, how they need to do traffic control in order if it's an oversized load. There's we put a hold harmless in here for any damage to county roads, road right-of-ways. And we also added some additional provisions in here that vehicles will not be on the roads on Saturdays or Sundays on legal holidays or on any of the following holidays, New Year's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. Specified the times before and after, not to be hauling through at night on county roads with oversized loads. Yeah, daylight hours only. We also put in here that the county has the right to reject any overweight permit due to weather or current road conditions. We haven't had that before. I think that's nice to have. I think that's all we've added to it. You guys got any questions on this one?
We'll make the motion to accept 2026-0-8 as presented.
We need to add some verbiage in there.
I figured we can do it on the first reading, and then the second reading, we can do the amendment when Andrew has the right legal words for it. That was my thought, since we're going to do a second reading on it anyways.
That's fine. If we're going to do all three readings, that's fine.
Yeah, we're not going to do any of all three readings today, so. That way Andrew can write down exactly how he wants to put it in there.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept ordinance 2026-0-8, oversized vehicles as presented. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. Anyone in the audience? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
That's all of them.
That language will be added for the state law
Yeah, I'm going to work on
on 08 about farm plate trucks
I will work on that,
are exempt.
bring that copy up
Yep.
next, then we can approve that amendment on there. I believe that's all I have. I appreciate you guys helping us and working with us on these permits. This is something we needed to do for a while in the county to get this updated and up to where we should be, 21st century with it.
Maybe.
I hope, yes.
The 20th century.
You guys have anything else for me? No? Susan, will you put me on the agenda for the 22nd?
I'll get with you.
Okay. We'll have Bridge 503, then also these ordinances again. Okay, sounds great.
Yep.
I appreciate everything, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, everybody have a good day.
Appreciate your time. Is there anyone in the audience that has any item for discussion? Besa here.
Yeah, Beza and Jeff, you can come up here and sit up here, guys. Sent you this over the weekend. Did you get a chance to look at it?
I got it. I didn't get a chance to read it.
So Baze and I have been working on the last couple of months about overall strategy of upgrading our security system here at IT. Also coordinate that with the split from the city of Auburn, which is tentatively set up for next December, end of next December. I'll have Beza talking in a second. Beza interviewed a couple of companies to help him with this, and he settled with Jeff. So go ahead and let you guys.
All right, so following the cyber incident, the IT team have been putting things in place to help us not go through something similar in the future. And so we have put some things in place that should help us with that. But we thought it would be wise to get an overall assessment of how the county is situated right now when it comes to the cybersecurity world. So, and then in conjunction with that, we had met with the city and discussed about doing a separation. Because right now, we have some IT infrastructures that we are sharing with the city. And the plan is to have that separation so we are our own entity and we control and manage everything IT-wise for the county. So, because of that, we were looking at a few third-party companies that could come in and help us with that separation. And then also with the separation, we're also looking at what things we can modernize to help IT as a whole. So we met with Jeff, and his company is looking at putting together an IT/cybersecurity assessment. So this is just an assessment where they're going to go through our entire IT infrastructure, what we have, what we don't have, what we should have, and then make a recommendation on, based on what we currently have. These are different ways we could go, especially with moving from the city. I mean, having that separation, it gives us the chance to start, it gives us that chance to put things in place that we think would be more beneficial for the county. So having that assessment done, we thought will be great, because then we see where we're falling short, both on the IT side and the infrastructures, and the cybersecurity side, that we could help mend that, and then also put us in a better place moving forward. And I'll let Jeff explain, or if you guys have any questions, I can have Jeff answer that as well.
I'll talk here a second, Jeff. I kind of talked with Beza, with the whole cybersecurity, just to kind of do a new set of eyes on our IT and our networking. Some things haven't been updated in a while. We can streamline some things, have some cost savings in there, stuff like that. Beza's got a lot on his plate already from day-to-day activities, so putting a point guy on the project is probably the wisest decision going forward, because we have that timeline of next December for the separation from Auburn. And that just kind of opens up an opportunity to just kind of revamp our whole IT department and make sure the cybersecurity is good. How do we mitigate some of the issues that we had with the cyber incident we did have, and how do we can update, and with all the new technology that's happened over the last 5 years, 10 years, how we can implement some of that. So, you guys have any questions?
Yes, I actually have probably too many, but I have a few. Under assumptions, it says travel costs are going to be charged above the 42,000. Delivery of materials, we have to pay mileage to get them here. And then for your employees, excuse me, or yourself, overnight stay, meals, and labor are above the 42,000. As a government entity that's responsible for taxpayer money, well, two questions. Number one, it looks unlimited. There's no how much it would cost. I mean, you just say that it's going to cost this much for every time you do it, which I'm sorry, I'm not in favor of. I would have thought all of that should have been covered under the cost of the 42,000, not as a separate entity that we got to charge all this extra. So I have an issue with that. You want to address it, or you want me to go on?
I'm happy to address that. We can make sure that gets incorporated within the 42. Completely understand the needs from the government side to control costs. So most of the work that can be done remotely we'll set up Teams meetings with different folks that we can execute so that we're not incurring any additional travel costs or overnight stays. We like to joke that I'm always just overhead at the office, and so all of mine ends up being not billable anyways. But we can 100% fold that in. This is kind of our standard language. So if that helps give you comfort with it, I can
So,
happily agree to that.
just so I'm clear and everybody's clear, under assumptions, that part can be removed?
I would love to say, yes, can I work with your attorney on how to adjust it appropriately with my legal team to make it say what we all want it to?
Yeah, I'm fine with that, absolutely. Yeah, we can work on adjusting it. And since I came in late, what is your first and last name?
I apologize. Jeff Rader, it's Roeder. I am.
And you said Chet?
Jeff.
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 All right, great. Yep, let me get you one of my business cards, so you've got my email too.
The second issue is 4.3. It says that your company is not responsible for what you did wrong if there's a cyber incident. I'm sorry, but I believe that if your company did something wrong, they should be responsible for it.
What?
You mentioned that.
It was just, so I wanted you guys to be aware of it. I guess the question exists as to whether or not that's a reasonable term of a contract. I mean, they certainly, it's probably impossible to guarantee 100% protection for cybersecurity. Obviously, what you want to purchase through this is a lot better cybersecurity than maybe we have now without having this analysis done. I don't know if you want to speak to that, the 100% guarantee or not.
I think how you framed it is exactly what I always say, which is in cybersecurity, there is no 100% protection or guarantee. If a nation state decides that they want to attack you, they will have the resources and ability to do so. Which is why we design protections in a layered approach that should something that's unforeseeable or impossible to protect against occurs, you have the ability to recover in a timely manner to the incident.
That'd be like North Korea, Russia, China, some state actor.
Yes, like that is kind of cyber warfare at this point. I try not to speak too heavily to it because it is intensely scary out there, but
yes.
The idea, and I guess what I've always understood our term to be, is that if we are grossly negligent, like if we do something wrong, we are still liable. We are just stating in here that we cannot protect from everything, and that is the term in which we're establishing.
Do you know, and this is putting you on the spot here, but do you know where in the contract the language is that says if you guys are grossly irresponsible or something?
I don't, and I should have stated, I am not an attorney for,
that's fine, that's fine.
for all public record, but more than happy to.
Yeah, if you could just let us know that, yeah. I mean,
right,
some sort of liability for some obvious mistakes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 4.3.
Okay.
I know I have spoken to that question before and been, I guess, instructed and advised that it is fair that we are not establishing that if we are grossly, like,
yes.
wrong
If you could maybe talk to your legal department to figure what that language is, if it's in there, and I guess I'd be okay with that, sort of an idea. I don't see, I wanted you all to be aware of the fact they weren't guaranteeing it that way, but it's good to have the conversation to find out what are they guaranteeing. It's always okay to ask that.
Yeah, and I guess I 100% will get you connected with legal, and the three of us can make sure that we're just clear on any of the items.
Yep. Okay.
How long will this project take? and I'm just asking for an abstract number. I'm not asking for a specific date.
Yeah.
I gave him the timeline of next December.
Next December?
That's when we have to split with Auburn, is
You mean like
December
in
of
6
2020.
months?
No, a
No.
year and 6 months.
A year and 6 months, December of '27.
7, that's when we have the understanding with the city of Auburn that we'll split. So that's kind of roughly the timeline.
That's for the separation though, right?
Yeah, but
So, is your question then based on how long the assessment will take and not the?
Yeah.
We would expect shorter, like in a, we'll call it 2 to 3 month time frame. The way we've structured this intentionally is to give it some ability to chase down details and help with BESA and at BESA's direction, shape it on the things that are most pressing. So my operations team wants to make sure that I don't leave it too open-ended, because then the timeline for exactly when something is delivered always ends up being, well, what exactly is that? And the steps after we find out a big chunk, we sit and go through the existing server infrastructure. We'll go ahead and provide that content and talk through it with BESA about what that information actually provides sooner than that kind of 3-month period or before the end of the year. It's a little bit of a living document and ongoing engagement that we're both trying to make sure we build, that we're fast enough to hit your timeline on understanding what budgets should be prepared for going into '27, as well as being timely in getting this done and having adequate time to make sure we've conducted the interviews and been thoughtful about it. So I don't know that I've actually answered your question, but I'm attempting to, in that we expect it in the 8 to 12 weeks period, once we really get going and getting things done. But we're gonna try and front load some of the work and provide information on an ongoing basis. The full, like, here is everything documented and agreed upon as a report that's handed over, is a little bit squishier in that timeline, just as everything gets reviewed.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you. 8.4, which is any court hearings have to be done in Marion County.
Oh, again, that's standard for us, and we can adapt it to here or wherever a satisfactory venue would be for you all.
DeKalb County would be preferable.
I tend to assume so, but that is,
we can work with him on that.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yep.
that's one I'm allowed to agree to without any caveats.
Great, all right, already agreed to today, all right.
That's,
And then there was a question about if the pay, it's done by phases. We have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, correct? On payment, it's not all at once,
It's not all at once, and it's not front-loaded. We can help break it up with you guys. Typically, it's, on these ones that are a little bit longer run, we'll do them monthly, just so that there's clarity on where a contract stands at. Everybody can manage it better. But there is, from our side, flexibility in terms of exact timing if it needs to align on your side. I just need to be able to communicate that on an ongoing basis, and easy to do.
it's all your
Well,
questions.
and I think if there was a reason to terminate the contract, I think there's like a 30-day notice or something. I don't anticipate we'd need to terminate it, but if it did, and then we would probably just owe for whatever work was done to that point. Is that your understanding?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you have the Well, the my text, I texted you. The question Andrew had about the 1-year limitation on lawsuits.
Oh, yes, that was the other thing. I don't know if we can make that a
He said that-
2-year. I mean, it's,
Yeah, he already reached out
I
to
usually
legal
like
about
to say 2-year, okay.
Yeah, he reached out to legal on the way up here, and they said it was okay, correct, Jeff?
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, the response was, sure, like, why? And I said, I'll ask, but
Yes.
sure.
Well, and the reason is, again, I don't anticipate any litigation, but 2 years is more the standard. Some companies do try to limit it down to 1 year, but since 2 years is more the standard, or more the way everybody thinks about, 2 years from a issue coming up, it's, I like to try to get all of our contracts to be 2 years. It just helps with the thinking process and planning processes.
Completely fair.
From legal. Yep, and that's fine. Thank you for being willing to change that.
Gentlemen, any other questions or comments?
Not at this time.
I believe we're going to have to wait on this, not do it today.
Yeah, let the
Not
lawyers
ready to do
go through with it, and then
Yeah.
figure it out, probably the best with all the changes.
But once the changes are done, Jeff wouldn't necessarily have to come back.
No.
Because we've been able to work through things today and talk about them, so. Thank you. You've been very easy to deal with on this.
We try and make it make sense for government. It's
I
the
appreciate
world I
that.
came from, and so we try and make all these things work out. What's always on the table for us is if you wanted to conditionally approve it, that your attorney's satisfied, it just lets us get engaged quicker. If we really are just talking about two lawyers agreeing on language, lets us just jumpstart when we can start working with based on all the documentation and review that we'll want to do for this. That is an option I offer.
I'm thinking, well, I think that you've got the travel cost stuff that you're going to talk about, I think, with yours, how the travel costs get imputed into it. You may need to at least wait a couple weeks for that, yeah. Some of it could be done provisionally, but it's probably safer just to not do it provisionally.
Yeah.
We'll just wait. Get the final contract.
Yeah. That's close, but I'd rather err on the side of waiting.
Do you have any other questions for us?
I don't think so. We're excited about this. I really do think you have an opportunity here to think about things differently with the split from the city and get to shape your own direction. So it's, from my standpoint, an exciting opportunity for you all.
To try to protect the county the best as possible through this.
Yeah, and design how you want to work.
I don't want to live through that again, nor I think any of us, period.
No, and it is a growing concern across the state in all government forms. So being ahead of it is an important step for you all.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we'll be in touch. Thank you. Thank you, Pesa. Anything else to come before the commissioners at this time?
I have it.
Andrew?
I don't think I have anything that, no.
Ms. Susan?
Good.
Anyone in the audience? Hearing none? Not hearing no one. Unless there's somebody that objects, we will stand adjourned. Hearing no one,